Welcome back, everybody, to Grand Finals of the Valorant VCT Game Changers Academy, presented to you by Verizon and AIM Labs. And it's been a heated series so far. It is a best of three series here between Dart Monkeys and Light Up Sketchers. The first map that we saw earlier today was Haven, where Light Up Sketchers took it 13-8 on their map pick, and then going on to Breeze, the matchup that we just saw between these two teams was a 13-1 sweep for Dart Monkeys, which means we're heading over to the decider on Icebox. My name is Ash, aka Spicy Pyro. I'm going to be your host for the rest of today, and the lovely casters on deck are Becky and Cute Noob, who were here since the beginning of today as well. And I mean, just to talk about the statistics a little bit on Icebox here. For Dart Monkeys, they have played it 6 times in officials with a win rate of 50%, but Light Up Sketchers, they have a 100% win rate on Icebox. However, have only played it twice so far in an official event, according to VLR. Cute Noob, how are you feeling about that?
Oh, we were talking about this earlier, and I hate to say it, but it is kind of swaying toward the side of Dart Monkeys. They beat Aim Punch 13 to, I believe, was 3, and then final form 13-5, which that is a statement. You know, you did not give your opponents double digits. You made sure you ran with that dub, and one of their top players is SK, who is going to be on that controller Viper, potentially. I mean, I'm just assuming based on back stats, but SK plays that controller, and just the way she played Viper was phenomenal. So if that's the case, I am scared for Light Up Sketchers.
Absolutely. Any thoughts, Becky?
I think it's interesting, actually, as you mentioned, SK will be playing the Viper. Previously, in the controller slot, we've been seeing somebody else play it, so interesting to see that little bit of a switch up, and usually it means that if you're having somebody switch off of their general role to play a specific agent on a specific map, yeah, that's something that would scare me as well.
Absolutely, but I believe we are just getting ready now to head into the game itself. And as a reminder to everyone here, this is the March VCT Game Changers Academy, where Light Up Sketchers and Dart Monkeys are duking it out for the $1,500 USD prize pool. 1K going to first place, cool 500 going to second, and seems like Agent Select is just about ready, so I'll send you two in.
All right, we're going right down into it. Agent Select time. We do see, as you mentioned, SK going towards that Viper, and we actually might see a double controller, which I think is going to be really interesting to see. I personally really like Omen on this map. I think that From the Shadows is usually something that you can utilize very well on 2 maps, and that is Icebox and Haven. And we did see Grimoire pick up this Omen on both of those, and get to see some flashy plays from Grimoire on the Omen on Haven. So very excited to see how that is going to go down as a result of that team composition.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not too surprised by that team composition over on Dart Monkeys. It's going to be the battle of the Omens, because actually, scratch that, not the Omens. We're going to see a Brimstone on the side of Light Up Sketchers. I have seen Brimstone be very effective on Icebox, especially to just aggressively take a site. But has aggression actually been helpful to Light Up Sketchers in the past? It kind of backfired on them, especially on Breeze and against Dart Monkeys. So I'm a little bit concerned about that Brimmy. I think it's going to be very crucial for those smokes to come out at specific times. And I'm also a little bit worried about the fact that they have decided to go with double controller instead of having an actual duelist, which I guess we can argue about Chamber, but that's a different topic.
It's a little bit harder to argue. I think going for something like the KO as the initiator, in my opinion, is a little bit closer to duelist than the free guns coming out from Chamber. In my personal opinion, though a lot of people will argue that the free weaponry is more of a duelist aspect, but it'll be interesting to see exactly how Light Up Sketchers are able to maneuver this with their team comp. 2 very different team comps actually coming out from both of these teams, and a quick start there. Jen and Island doing a little bit of a trade out there, and Grimoire able to pick up that kill onto Tupperware and still get away. A little bit hurt, a little bit worse for wear, but not doing all too bad as Sarah waits for this dark cover to clear and to get onto site with the rest of the defenders.
So as you see for Dart Monkeys, they have the Shock Bolts and they also have the Viper Snake Bite, and that is exactly what they want to play for here. Soba though getting called out by Julia and SK. Bunny B also making a capitalized point onto there, but now it's all left onto K and Bunny B. Bunny B has to push, and that the classic working wonders for them.
Yep, beautifully done there by Bunny B. I mean, had to get a little bit of broken ankle situation to be able to make it there in time, but clutching it for the team makes the broken ankles worth it. Looks like we're going to see a lot of Spectre buy-ups going into this round. Dysphoric going with a Bulldog. I personally am a fan of the Bulldog, but I understand a lot of people not so jazzed on that gun in particular, and it looks like Island, playing with some of those credits, decides to go with a light armor and a Vandal. So very interested in seeing what Island is able to make happen going into this round, as Dysphoric is starting off with an Owl Drone to see if we can figure out where the defenders are hiding.
Now, the Viper hanging out onto this yellow crate, so that's going to be a element of surprise for Dart Monkeys. K peeking out just once, manages to see Omen, but unfortunately Island shuts it down, and now the bomb, it's making its way to get planted. Julia creeping about in this crate, has to wait for the team rotation. They are going to have this lurk happening from both Brimstone and KO, but it's going to be watched by both Bunny B and SK.
Yeah, when you already have the agent advantage coming out from those early 2 kills from Island, being able to dedicate 2 players to watching your flank is no thing whatsoever, as Dart Monkeys are able to convert it into a flawless round and a 3K picked up by Island. So that Vandal looking to be a smart investment, as it's something that Island is able to hold on to going into this round, which is going to be so important, especially with that Jet being the main spearhead and duelist for the side of Dart Monkeys. Having that big firepower to go along with it is hopefully going to be quite impactful.
Impactful is what Light Up Sketchers are trying to do with their weapon advantage. Unfortunately for them, though, they're not going to have those full shields, so that's going to be a little bit of a scary thought in the back of their heads, because that just means, hey, any bullet to the head, maybe one to the body, that means you are out for the count. But the spike is being a little bit more slow to where they want to go, but it looks like A is going to be it, as the drone will be going into sight to try to spot out anyone in its sight.
Able to spot one towards the back, but does not know that there are now 3 defenders kind of holding the same angle, just waiting for this crossfire. Incendiary does force SK to move forward into a blind, so beautifully played with that W trilogy there, but thankfully Dysphoric holding it down alongside Bunny B to pick up a ton of kills there and make it so that Light Up Sketchers only have 2 players remaining, getting pretty close and personal there, as I believe it is K. K also moved on to the Viper this round when previously was playing the Chamber, so interesting for that as well. Beautifully done there by K, picking up 2 quick kills, and now is going to try to smoke Julia so that Julia can start that defuse, but gets shot through the smoke nonetheless, gets to half and is going to go for the stick, and it's going to be good. Beautifully done there by K. I mean, they say pros don't fake, but I mean, certainly they do not. And K also picking up that kill onto Grimoire, who was like, what the heck just happened?
That was a little bit of miscommunication happening there. I don't know if they just believed they tapped. I don't know if they were trying to help. Maybe Grimoire was trying to go for a knife just to finesse the situation, and that's why they were so close up on the bomb. Maybe telling Island, hey, let me get this knife kill, and just with that, the time passed, and it was K managing to defuse. But regardless, you feel good if you are Light Up Sketchers about that round. You have the weapon advantage as well. Unfortunately, you're gonna have to be worried about the tour de force on the hands of Chamber from Dart Monkeys.
Yeah, and is at a very long range, kind of just watching down mid and not able to see anyone through some of those smokes, and does mean that the side of Dart Monkeys are going to continue to try to commit to this B site, but a lot of people hanging out towards this B site as a result of K holding down A site with that Viper's Pit.
Julia gets caught out. The aggression coming from Dart Monkeys is definitely making a statement. They want this site, and if they want it, they're gonna try to surely go for it. But I guess after a thought or two, that is not the desired site. They're gonna make their way over onto mid, where Sarah is lurking about. Good for one, make it two. Trying to go for the third, but Grimoire says, "Hey, two's all you get. Calm down."
Yeah, thankfully able to hold that down. This is a rough situation here. They want to try to rotate to A, but they know that
30
there's that
seconds
Viper's
left.
Pit. They know people are hanging out towards this B site, and Dart Monkeys, two remaining agents, are going to have to really stick together and work as a team to be able to make this happen. The peek out from Tupperware does catch Grimoire, but Dysphoric now in a 1v2 situation, and K has decided to leave that Viper's
10
Pit.
seconds left.
Ooh, okay, this is a little bit spooky. That was a long time to wait to go for this plant, and does get it down in time, but that peek around the corner looking up towards kitchen is not aware the light up Sketchers players are hanging out, and we're going to be going to an even 2-2 game.
Feel like that first round that Dart Monkeys gave over to Light Up Sketcher kind of shifted the momentum in the favor of Light Up Sketcher, and as we can see, they were able to play a little bit more patiently and also make Dart Monkeys regret pushing that B site. They made them rotate, and then that beautiful lurk from Sarah down mid capitalized on it. Yes, Sarah was traded off by Grimoire, but that gave the man advantage over to Light Up Sketcher, and they were able to do with that. So I would like for them to continue to not allow Dart Monkeys to bully their way onto site and make those rotations happen so that they could catch them.
This is spooky. Julia is watching this long angle, and every time Julia's been able to do like a 1-for-1 or a little bit more rough, so this time Kay has come alongside Julia, also kind of forcing the point of that Hunter's Fury, and that was something that I don't think Island was expecting. Expected that, okay, the rendezvous came out easy. Chamber's the only one who holds that angle, but Kay getting immediately rewarded for that choice to be that double backup and gets that kill onto Island. And now Dart Monkeys without a duelist are looking to be in a little bit rougher of a situation. Bunny Bee is continuing to hold mid and make sure that nobody is there, but Sarah was able to see through the cracks, and now is likely going to be in a great situation to catch this rotation, at least letting the members of the defensive side know that the rotation is happening, and it looks like all members of Light Up Sketchers are going to be very ready for this Dart a Monkey attempted plant.
Okay, they are going to smoke CT here. It's one on Hell. Bunny Bee, though, manages to get the pick there with the operator. Viper's pick coming out, but not quite quick enough for Julia to sneak her way through. Bunny Bee punishing that aggression, and now it's a two-player retake for Light Up Sketcher as Tupperware able to connect with one. Okay, trying to get into this Viper's Pit, but oh my Lanta, it is scary. Orbital Strike pushing them out, and yes, indeed, somehow Light Up Sketcher is able to make their way onto this third round, getting the lead.
Hi. Okay, beautiful orbital strike from Tupperware, and Kay just was hanging out in the right place. Hangs out in this corner, and Grimoire and Dysphoric, I think, both see Kay, but just like, we're not expecting someone to be in that corner, aren't able to then immediately communicate that to SK, and Kay just gets to clean up so quickly. Beautifully done, and honestly, I like this early timeout coming up from Dart Monkeys. This is game 3 of this series, and everything is on the line in this game, so Dart Monkeys would rather address why they just lost 3 rounds in a row sooner rather than later.
It kind of also gives you a breather. I mean, they're not being as successful bullying their way onto site like they were doing those 2 rounds that they got. They're being forced to rotate, and that's actually what's catching them off guard. I would think that mixing it up a little bit for the side of Dart Monkey, maybe playing a little mind game where you pretend to rotate and then go back, would work a little bit better, because Light Up Sketchers knows that they have rotated already, as we saw basically all 5 members of Light Up Sketchers were already onto a site after that rotation had happened.
It looks like we're ending this timeout here, and hopefully Dart Monkeys, as a result, will have a better course of action going into this next round. It is going to be a little bit more rough, as they're also on a save. It looks like Bunny Bee still has access to that Vandal and should still have enough to buy up going into the next round, so is going to be the one with that Hero Gun and Hero Rifle going into this round, alongside Island, who's got the knives. So between those two agents, have a lot of firepower and hopefully going to be able to follow up this. Oh, nope, no Owl Drone for you.
The smokes holding them back. I do like this crossfire happening from Tupperware and Jen over onto the back of a site. The bomb seems to fully want to commit onto this site, and just like that, there's not quite any information available for Light Up Sketcher. So it looks like Jen might think to rotate over, but it's Island who starts the party onto Tupperware. No smokes now for the side of Light Up Sketcher to retake, but Jen's not going to give up sight quite yet. Still trying to fight for this back site. Dart is going to confirm the position of Viper, but it's the swing from Sarah to kill off Dysphoric. K, good for one as well. Now making it a 3v3.
Oh, I think Island should use either a lot or all of the knives as well, so lacking some of that firepower could potentially spell a little bit of a disaster, as Island has the classic out, but it does mean that Island is potentially just going to be an extra body to be annoying. And K with another 4-kill round. Absolutely insane to bring it home for Light Up Sketchers once again. And I was so ready to commend Dart Monkeys for the really sweet play of, like, somebody usually holds this corner, shoot the shock dart, force them out of that corner, and I'll be ready there waiting. And that was a great entry from the side of Dart Monkeys. They're just really faltering, and K has been able to clean up house on these retakes every single time. And I mean, you can see it from this KDA spread, 13-2, and it has the Viper's Pit ready for what feels like the 3rd time in this game.
Oh my land. I talked about SK being the Viper to look out for. Light Up Sketchers heard that and said, check out my Viper. Their name is K. Absolutely phenomenal and continuing to do so, but it's going to be the Chamber taking out Jet. So no longer an initiator for the side of Dart Monkeys to get onto the site and create some space. They're going to have to rely on this Omen drone to give away the position of one of the members of Light Up Sketcher.
This is so rough for the side of Dart Monkeys, because they know that Viper's Pit is on A, and so they're kind of forced to try to make something happen on this B site. But B site has an operator, Kitchen has a brimstone. There's just no place that it feels like Dart Monkeys can go where they're gonna have success, and all of a sudden it is all left up to Dysphoric, and Dysphoric certainly has been a menace when Dysphoric has been able to isolate a bunch of 1v1s, but now with 23 HP and the bomb still not down, that is a tall order indeed.
30 seconds left.
Shock bolt in the back pocket if they want to try to peek out the position, maybe even hold it. Recon bolt also available. Wants to move forward. They're going to want to get this plant money, at least for the economy, but Tupperware is going to swing through, wait just about the right time, and confirm the kill.
Oh, and it was a default plant too, so K also kind of came ready with a snake bite that was just nicely placed. Absolutely great defensive showing from Light Up Sketchers here. Based on how we saw Breeze go for Dart Monkeys, I did kind of anticipate them having a better plan for the attacking side on this map, and I feel like we're just not seeing it, or we're seeing it in a way where Light Up Sketchers have picked a team composition that was like, we expect you to make these plays, we're ready for it, and we actually have what seems to be a very good counter, because so far Light Up Sketchers, since getting off of those pistol rounds in that bonus round, have been absolutely just taking Dart Monkeys to town, have understood exactly everything Dart Monkeys are trying to do and been ready for it, and it's showing up very beautifully for them on this defensive side. Bunny Bee tries to go for a nice little shot there, but maybe some of that recoil from that drop down still making it difficult to get an accurate shot.
I like slowness coming out from Dart Monkey here, and I also really appreciate the lurk from SK over onto this A site. They're going to want to bait out a rotation from Light Up Sketchers, but Light Up Sketchers has not been rotating. They only rotate once they get that confirmation that yes, indeed, this is where the spike will be happening. And just as I say that, they heard me and they were like, "No, we don't." And we're gonna rotate over onto this B site, not quite fully committed, but the spike is making its way into A.
Oh, this is interesting. They kind of went
Spike
for
dropped.
it looks like they're trying to fake out Light Up Sketchers, and I think I maybe would have liked this play a lot more if they'd been a little more quick to go for this rotation. At this point, they
30
haven't
seconds
made
left.
the bomb plant, so Light Up Sketchers have to be smelling that something is up. Not is all as it seems. And now with this bomb starting to go down, the Hunter's Fury and Jen making a blazing speed onto site are going to take down SK, and now that bomb is in a rough place, especially considering the Dart Monkeys weren't fully prepared for if that did go wrong. Thankfully, we're seeing Grimoire and Islands do a great job of following that up. Beautifully done from both of those extremely mobile agents.
They had no business winning that. There was no way. The time was ticking, 12 seconds on the board. SK got killed trying to plant the bomb, but unfortunately, I don't even know what happened. Two women standing. Island and Grimoire managed to clutch that up and shift the momentum a little bit in their favor, as well as the economy now leaving Light Up Sketchers on this janky buy.
Yeah, I mean, thankfully, if your two people are remaining and they're a jet that has some dashes, can get a ton of movement in a bunch of different directions, and an omen that can teleport, even if the bomb is in a difficult to reach area, you do weirdly have the two most ideal agents to be able to follow that up, and since they can easily join each other in a great way. Ooh, nice little bob and weave coming out here from Island, who, despite being blind, managed to avoid getting shot by Jen there. And now, all of a sudden, Dart Monkeys, with the agent advantage, are doing a great job getting that bomb down. Hopefully, and taking a little bit of damage from that incendiary, but getting out safe nonetheless.
Going to be the lurk of K, just trying to get some kills here. Bunny B is watching the wrong angle. Poisonous Cloud gonna give a little lurk up for K onto this garage, and now Bunny B's like, okay, let me reposition because this seems a little bit too crazy. Sarah, though, with the share, hits a shot, hits a second, looking for the third, but it's gonna be the lurk from Bunny B and Island as well to finish off this round and put us at a 1-point difference for an even match.
All right, that little bit of a timeout certainly doing wonders for Dart Monkeys, who've been able to figure out a little bit of the error in their ways, fix it up, going into these further rounds. Island certainly not looking as impressive as we saw just like such prowess coming out of Island on Freeze. There wasn't a place or a direction that Island went that you didn't feel like Island just like knew, I'm going here, this is the plan, and I'm ready for it. And in this game, it's just feeling like Island is potentially a little bit more lost or struggling to find where those movements need to be committed to. And I think that once Island gets a little bit more comfortable, along with the rest of the team, we'll start to be in a much better position. Trademark is gonna start a little bit of a halt from the Dart Monkeys, who are trying to enter Kitchen. Oh, Cloudburst also gonna stop it, but thankfully Sarah is kind of up here and is like, hey, something weird is happening up here.
It's gonna be held back by the snake bite. Grimoire getting cheeky with the angles onto mid tube, manages to pick off K, so no longer a Viper Wall or a Poisonous Cloud. Island still lurking about Kitchen, says this is my town. Now bomb's gonna get planted for this Kitchen plant. They're gonna be able to play onto this mid area, and the rotation's gonna come out from DT. Just two members for the light up Sketcher team, and they do have that flashpoint if they want to gather a little bit of information, but it looks like they might just be opting to save since their economy isn't the greatest at this moment.
Yeah, once you've lost 2 rounds in a row, your economy is certainly looking to be a little bit more rough, so I like going for this save. Understanding that 2 agents certainly are going to have a rough time trying to fight all 5 of the Dart Monkeys. And I also want to commend Dart Monkeys for really switching it up. I think that going for that tube into kitchen push was a big difference that they kind of needed to make, and it was a great difference in strategy that is allowing for them to show that they can play on multiple axes, but it could potentially start to go awry if Light Up Sketchers start being prepared for the difference in pace that Dart Monkeys are bringing.
They're not going to be quite as prepared as we see Tupperware has to go with the Frenzy. The rest of the party for Light Up Sketchers, they are going to have a Guardian as well as a Vandal and a Phantom, but light shields, which feels bad. You know, you're not quite as set up as you wish you could be, especially on an even match. I agree with you that the change of momentum from Dart Monkeys has awarded them to be in this position to take advantage, but I also feel like Light Up Sketchers are really good at shifting their gameplay to kind of reflect what they're seeing Dart Monkeys give to them. And as we can see right now, they are pushing them off of this B site.
Yeah, 3 agents hanging out towards this yellow box. And if Dart Monkeys decide to commit to this, I certainly wouldn't be expecting 3 people hanging out on that area. So I can't imagine that they'd be ready for it either. Though Island did get bitten by assuming that there would only be 1 person playing there before. So potentially being like, maybe we just play this better safe than sorry. And it looks like as a result, Dart Monkeys are moving a lot of their agents towards the mid side, but do get a little bit punished there by Sarah, and Island not quite able to find that headshot is certainly unfortunate as Julia peeking around finds Grimoire and Island. Ooh.
30 seconds left.
The awkward crosshair. SK had to fix it up on Tupperware. Able to get the kill, is gonna get this flank. This might be the money move here. Becky, the flank coming out from Viper, good for 1, trying to look for the second, but Sarah's Guardian is clicking differently. Just Forik now has to push onto site. Last person standing
10 seconds
must
left.
plant the bomb. The rotation is not even an option at this moment, but Sarah is there. Shockbolt misses though, but Sarah's classic does it.
Oh my gosh, that shock dart was so close to. I feel like if I was dysphoric, I would have like accidentally been like scared of the shock dart and just like lifted my hand up and stopped planting the spike, but thankfully not the case. And hey, you know, coming over just in time to get that defuse, that 1 point towards that
Last
ultimate
round
back
before
onto
the
the
switch.
board. I swear Kay has actually just like five Viper's pits in this game so far, but looking at the KDA of K, that certainly makes sense. 16 and 5. So absolutely a menace on this Viper and showing beautifully why Viper is a mainstay of Icebox.
Yeah. And now coming into this round, this is the last round. We might see a little bit of that Haven if we go into this 6-6. It's definitely a back and forth. Julia and Bunny Bee both have an operator and are both on chamber as well. Talk about clones. Let's see who hits this shot first. It's Julia coming out on top with the 2K, because why not at this point? Now the last 3 members for Dart Monkey need to make a choice. Do we stick to this A site or do we rotate?
Ooh, nowhere to run. The Hunter's Fury coming out, trying to find Julia. Will be
Spike
able to connect,
down
but
A.
at the cost of 2, as Jen has been able to find 2 remaining Dart Monkey players. And now, once again, I feel like this is a tale as old as time. Dysphoric, the only member of Dart Monkeys remaining, and Sarah. That aim is so true for these Sovas as Sarah's able to finish off with that kill off
Switching
Dysphoric. And
sides.
against kind of all odds, Light Up Sketchers seem to have brought it back with full force and are at 7-5. But this team composition that Light Up Sketchers have brought does lack a duelist. So I am a little bit dubious of exactly how that is going to fare for them going on to this attacking side. However, considering the layout of Icebox, this is certainly a map that does forgive you a little bit for not bringing something like a jet.
I'm nervous. I am nervous to see how it's gonna go. They have, like you said, they have flashes, but how are they gonna create that space to get onto the site? Yeah, I don't know. We're about to find out here, Becky, because I can't think of an answer right about now. But the hard push is going to come onto the state site. Viper's Wall is going to confirm that that is exactly where the action is going. But Dart Monkeys are just going to give up site and play for retake together as a team.
I like this play, and I like that they are all together. It looks like we're going to see a big lurk going extremely wide here as SK is trying not to get caught by those trademarks, but I think some footsteps can be heard because Tupperware and K do a nice little peek to make sure that that lurk does not go through. Bunny B at least trying to hold down the fort and keep some kills on the board for Dart Monkeys. Oh, absolutely horrible that Molly was able to make it to that defuser, but Bunny Bee is just being so aggressive here. I mean, they're almost able to convert it, but the amount of mollies that are coming out are just making it so hard to go for this defuse, and I don't know if they're gonna. Oh, I think they got it.
They got it.
Yeah. Oh, it was close. I was sweating. That's a moment where I'm like, do I have it? It seems like we're okay,
But do I?
But do I?
Yeah, but do I? That was a phenomenal play from Dart Monkeys. I love the fact that they waited to retake. I would work a little bit on your flanking. It didn't quite manifest as you wanted, unfortunately. But I was a little bit skeptical about these lineups. But now looking at the team composition from Light Up Sketchers, it makes sense. You have the Viper Snakebite, you have the Incinerary, and you have the Shock Bolts, as well as the grenade coming out from KO if you wish to have it as well. That's like so much.
Long range damage abilities. Yeah, okay, maybe I could be converted. Maybe I'm a believer. Certainly if we're able to see it again. I mean, in some of these early rounds, you just like don't have the money to buy a lot of that utility, but as we get into further rounds and they're able to consistently be able to buy up a lot of that utility, I'm looking forward to seeing what the lineups are gonna bring.
We have definitely converted over to Light Up Sketchers team composition. We don't know about you, chat. Let us know how you feel about it. But the spike has been planted, and once again, it's Dart Monkeys giving it up for a retake. Recon Bolt spots out Julia. Julia's gonna get taken down, but the trade-off comes down. It's a 3v2. Once again, man advantage for Dart Monkeys.
Ooh, so far so good. Grimoire getting a little bit hit by K there, and nice little turn and burn there. Island and Grimoire able to secure those final few kills, and it looks like Dart Monkeys, alongside having those better guns in this round, are able to pick up 2 and get us to an even 7-7 match. But now Light Up Sketchers are gonna have the rebuttal. They're gonna have all Vandals, all full armor, and they're gonna probably increase back to a unless Dart Monkeys can do something insane, which I would love to see, but just it always feels so unlikely. You want to see it, but it's just like, it would take so much, as Grimoire is getting ready to be in a really cheeky position. So if there's any way that it's going to go well, this could certainly be it.
I would have liked to see a judge, maybe a shorty, a Bucky in hand there, because I love playing a Bucky on that angle, but it's going to be a Sheriff. Tupperware holding the angle, waiting for Grimoire to actually be the one to make the mistake.
Yeah, but Grimoire nicely hiding here. Tupperware peeking around all these corners. The Owl Drone is gonna let Grimoire know that people are here. Goes for the paranoia, but maybe a few too many people, especially considering that it is just a Sheriff, so quickly teleports back towards safety. Sarah now with the high ground goes for that recon dart, and the Sheriff shots are gonna be good for Grimoire to grab at least one there onto Tupperware, but it's quickly traded out by Kate.
Difference between the
Island.
No charges left.
Oh my land, Island just snaps out of there, gets a kill. Now looking, Julie is gonna try to chase it because you can't kill my friend just quite like that. Island come back here, but Island is nice and safe next to Bunny Bee. They're holding hands, a buddy system at its finest.
That was actually so funny too, because I have to imagine the Island Cloudburst, the trademark to sneak past it the first time, triggered it on the way out, and then the slow field from the attacking side's own chamber was actually what made it difficult to chase down Island. So now Island got to safety, gets to move to this kind of safe area. There's 12 seconds left on the clock, but they've got to just be very quick they're going to be able to do it, thankfully, because Dart Monkeys are playing buddy system, but it certainly was looking to be a little bit close there.
Oh man, the Viper's Pit once again coming out to play toward the force in a Viper's Pit. Doesn't feel
Oh, I mean... sorry, I'm just screaming because I don't know how Island managed to just go 1-2 and take them down in that extreme line. Thankfully, Kay has this Vandal and the Viper's Pit to make it easier for this attacking side, but still to have the extreme gun advantage going into this round and still have ended up in a 1v1 situation. Even if Light Up Sketchers don't win this round, their economy is going to be in a rough space. Thankfully, though, Kay is able to clutch it up.
Absolutely, and once it looked like Dart Monkeys were gonna actually run away with that round, it was Kay and the gang rotating over onto a site to secure the plant and also that Viper's Pit. You said it. Kay has got the Viper's Pit every other round.
I mean, 22 kills, and I think that was Kay's third 4K in this game, so it makes sense. It's certainly showing. We were coming to watch Viper players on this map, and Kay is showing us what is good. Doing a nice little check to make sure that a Silva Dart doesn't come through and get any extra information. And it looks like Light Up Sketchers are going for a little bit of a change up in pace on this attacking side, doing some lurks through mid and tube potentially. But Bunny B thankfully is watching this angle.
Maybe gonna peek. Jiggle peeks one, sees Julia, says, let me just back up here because I think you have the angle advantage there and I'm just not gonna give it to you. They're gonna... Dart Monkeys, I was gonna talk about this earlier. Dart Monkeys are doing a great job at just gathering information and playing for retake, because what does Light Up Sketchers want to do? They want to rush onto a site, take control of it, and then play post plant. But if you're able to really break apart their post plant, then you're able to get the round, and that's what Dart Monkeys have been successful at. We're seeing them give up the site once again, and they're going to be working for this retake together. They're gonna start with a smoke coming out onto a main. They know that the lineups are going to be coming through. Bunny D and Omen pushing to Maze, get down Julia. Now working on the rest of the Light Up Sketcher gang. The lineup from Viper coming through, but Bunny B's gonna not allow this push. And just like that, we have an even matchup.
Wow. Okay. Beautifully done from Dart Monkeys. I love that they were able to tell based on that early round that, like, oh, this plant is for them all to be in this position so that they can start to go off that way. And beautifully done by Bunny B, who is making the heads up decision to just be aggressive. It was looking a little bit scary there in that gunfight against Kay, but regardless, just being there and making it so that the people who are trying to do lineups have to shoot at you instead of throwing that utility is just making such a big difference. And now it's going to force Light Up Sketchers to be making completely different plays, because if the strategy stops working, like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But if it does get broken, you certainly do have to make some changes. And this is quite the change as they're on a save round. We're just going to stimmy through mid.
This definitely a plan. Is it going to work? I mean, they managed to get 2 off of the site for Dart Monkeys, and now Bunny B trying to get some kills, but manages to get 3 just in case, and Island shutting down Jen, not able to plant, and the lead now starting to go Dart Monkeys' way.
And rightfully so, Bunny B buying up, using a lot of credits there to pick up a operator. That's gonna be huge. I mean, Light Up Sketchers do have the Brimstone. Brimstone did get a nice buff to those smokes, so certainly going to be a little bit more impactful. But considering that we haven't seen Dart Monkeys pull out the operator yet, they likely don't have a great sense of exactly where to smoke off to make sure that that operator isn't useful. And I would not expect that aggressive of an operator any which way you slice it, but immediately rewarded and is able to rendezvous away. Beautifully done by Bunny B.
the confidence. And this is where, if you are light up Sketcher, you start to get very nervous. Hunter's Fury coming out to put some more salt onto that wound. Julia doesn't quite go down yet, unfortunately, for Dart Monkeys, but they do have a man advantage. Sarah trying to be cheeky down mid. Island says, caught you slipping.
And now Kay is trying to say the exact same thing, but not able to see Island. Knows that Island's hanging out in that area, but Island doing a great job of being like, sometimes a one and done is okay. I'm cool to back off and hang out with the team as backup. And now, ooh, okay, quickly able to make it so that we're not caught out by that recon bolt. This is scaring me a little bit. The side of light up Sketchers and the attacking strategy is so split up right now. I understand trying to get just like one kill across the map somewhere, but with Kay dying there to Dysphoric in mid, I'm certainly extremely worried about the side of the light up Sketchers as Jen is trying to just get on to the site. Really, thankfully able to pick up one, but Dysphoric does pick off Jen, and Bunny Bee finishes it off. Dart Monkeys are going to be the first team to make it to double digits.
Questions for Bunny Bee? Like, what's your sensitivity at? Because that hop was insane. I know, like, that wasn't a highlight whatsoever, but that hop was really nice. The timeout coming up from Light Up Sketchers to really question themselves. How could they dissect the defense coming out from Dart Monkeys here? Becky?
It's so rough because Dart Monkeys are doing a great job. Their utility is so different from the team composition that Light Up Sketchers have brought, but the way that they're able to get information, this SK is playing like a very default Viper, especially compared to what we saw K do on the defensive side, but there's a reason that it is like the strength, and the reason everyone plays Viper on Icebox is because that default Viper on B every single round is just so good, and it means that that Jet can hang out towards mid along with the Sova. The Omen can hold from some cheeky high angles on A, and Chamber can just kind of like waffle about wherever it is needed. And as a result, Dart Monkeys are just doing a great job of rotating and gathering that information, like you said. And Light Up Sketchers, they just are needing to be able to get the bomb down and then use all of their damaging utility, and they just haven't been able to do that because they keep getting caught by that information that happens in the interim between them starting the round and planting the bomb. So really, they just need to be like, how do we not give away that information, or how do we win these gunfights so that when that information does get across, we already have the advantage.
I mean, at waffle. Yes, waffles. I'm hungry, by the way. I hope you folks at home are having a really great breakfast, lunch, whatever time it is for you. The bomb, though, it's making its way onto B site, where once again, we're playing Retake Simulator. For the side of Dart Monkey, they're waiting for the buddies to come on through. K, though, unable to plant the bomb. What a beautiful trademark position, as well as Molotov not quite hitting where they desired it to land, unfortunately, for Tupperware.
Yeah, that was rough. Kay wanted to go plant that bomb, but own team's incendiary keeps stopping that situation. And now nicely aggressing on the members of Light Up Sketchers. Dart Monkeys finish off a very clean, flawless round.
Oh man.
That was just rough.
I don't think they heard about waffles. That's why they weren't that motivated. But guys, there's waffles at the end. Who's buying? I'm not quite sure. But this is where Light Up Sketcher needs to come together. They have 3 ultimates in their back pocket. 3 rounds, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. You just need to communicate, not be so hard on pushing one site. I think they were successful when they were baiting out the rotations coming out from Dart Monkeys and getting those initial picks. So they need to work on that if they want to secure another round onto the board.
When it looks like they're going for another B site push, but Bunny Bee just is so comfortable with that operator in hand and those rendezvous set up. Beautifully picks up one and hops away through the curtain. Island grabs a kill onto K, is getting tagged up by Jen, but Jen not in too rough of a spot until this Desphoric shows up and takes down everyone who's trying to make sure that Jen could be rezzed. Bunny Bee finishing it off as well. Dart Monkeys just doing a flawless job on this defensive side and are on match point.
I mean, am I surprised by this current position that we're in? No. I think that Light Up Sketcher still has a chance. Like I stated before, they just need to bait out sites. You do not need to force yourself onto a site where there is so much util being thrown at you. Could they do that? We could get into this 9th round and potentially even a 10. But is Dart Monkey going to allow it to go on any further? This repositioning from the Hunter's Fury coming out a tad too early with little to no information for Light Up Sketchers.
Launching smoke.
I mean, props to Island for the movement there, getting away from those Hunter's Furies, but also, like, did a really good job of tracking with those Hunter's Furies as well. That Incendiary is going to force Island to drop down, and alongside this Viper's Pit, if there were a time for Light Up Sketchers to actually make this B site work for them, it is this time right here, right now, as they're 4v5, but still with that Viper's Pit up, should be able to get some good things happening as Tupperware and K, some quick kills alongside Julia. Only one member left. It's Dysphoric once again. How is it always Dysphoric who is the only Dart Monkey left in 1v1 situations? Dysphoric picks off the Julia, but K, not another 4K, but a 3K is going to keep Light Up Sketchers in this game for a little bit longer.
Dysphoric team baiting? Always the last person standing?
Always. I don't, it's like, there's been so few other times where there's been like one player standing for Dart Monkeys. It's always Dysphoric.
Chat, you tell us. We're not quite sure, but this timeout is definitely needed for the side of, I guess, Dart Monkeys. I actually questionable choice to timeout. You know that you're just 1 point away. Do you really want to give this time for Light Up Sketchers to strategize how they're going to get their 10th round?
Yeah, that is almost exactly what I was thinking here, but it could just be a situation where somebody like the coach is like, hey, we are missing something that they keep doing over and over again, and I at least want to let you know of this pattern, because if you can be made aware of the pattern, hopefully you can capitalize on it, which I have to imagine is the reason you would do something like that here. Otherwise, I totally agree with you. Why would you give your opponent time to strategize when you're the one who's capitalizing on some of the plays that are happening?
Well, looking at this scoreboard, we're going to see an operator on the hands of Island once again has crawled her way from what was the bottom of the leaderboard now to the top, which you want to see your duelist do. But it's Bunny Bee who's leading the force with this chamber. And now the B site, once again, two players of Light Up Sketchers lurking about. I hope that this is not where they hard push.
Island sees a little Brimstone elbow, but does not connect. Fires another operator shot. Don't come back here again. There's a new sheriff in town. It's not Bunny Bee. I'm the one with the operator now. Watch this long angle. And, I mean, Light Up Sketchers playing a lot slower. It seems like they're hoping that Dart Monkeys will come peeking around some corner, but it's just not happening. Dart Monkeys are playing extremely passive and saying, we're not going to be proactive. We want to stay being reactive. It's something that has worked for us, and it's something that seems to make Light Up Sketchers flounder, so that is the realm that we want to succeed in, and it looks like they will. As a result of that operator shot towards B site, looks like we're going to see the quick push here on to A site.
Oh, but it's not going to be paid off. Grimoire holding the cheeky angle, going to have to crossfire here with SK. SK getting really aggressive. I love the repositioning because that orbital strike came through. The crossfire is perfect, and it wins the match for Dart Monkeys.
Wow, I mean, beautifully done in that crossfire, as you mentioned, from SK and Grimoire. Does take down every single one of the attacking side members of Light Up Sketchers. before they're even able to get onto site. Beautiful finish to that game from Dart Monkeys.
Oh, well, welcome back, you guys. That was an intense last matchup as well. I mean, for everyone who maybe wasn't here earlier, that was map 3 and a 13-9 win for Dart Monkeys, meaning that they take grand finals 2 and 1. Map 1 was Haven, which Light Up Sketchers took 13-8. Map 2 being Breeze, 13-1 win for Dart Monkeys, and now a 13-9 for Dart Monkeys on Icebox. So GG's to both teams. Congratulations to Dart Monkeys also for securing that first place and that prize of 1K going to them. $500 going to second place, that being Light Up Sketchers. And I mean, we saw the no duelist comp coming out on the side of Light Up Sketchers. Do you think that that had any effect, Becky, on, not being able to take more rounds?
It's hard because it's one thing. I have to say yes. I was almost a believer when they were able to do a lot of those long range utilities that kind of were some cool lineups for post plant situations, but it's something where we saw time and time again. If you have the lineups, cool, but the lineups don't matter if you can't get the bomb down, and that is where they struggled. They didn't have one of those duelists to get in onto a site really quickly and create all of that space. I see that what they were trying to do using the Brimstone with the stim beacon to try to allow for that to be a part of like accelerated movement to get onto a site and kind of make up for it alongside with the KO with the flashes, but it just was really struggling to all come together. And it's so hard when you have to use like multiple pieces of different agents to make what one agent's role is, and it just was really struggling to come together for that side when they moved on to attack. And it's beautiful because I love the idea and I loved like seeing it at least work for one round and convert well for them, but it is just so hard and requires so much accuracy and communication, and it's hard to keep everything together when you're also trying to work with such a precision game plan.
I definitely agree with you. I think that, having the no duelist comp can definitely work out map dependent and depending on the coordination and whatnot. I don't think a duelist is obviously necessary on every single map. There are even pro teams out there trying out no duelist comps, but when it came down to it, for Light Up Sketchers, the no duelist comp was definitely a lot stronger on the defensive side. They had the extra information, they had the extra cover with the double controller as well. But, for Dart Monkeys, once we swapped sides, it was 7-5 at half there, favoring Light Up Sketchers and Cute Noob. What do you think that Dart Monkeys really did once they swapped over to the defense that allowed them to take this map home?
I think they were able to hold off the push from Light Up Sketchers onto the site. Usually it was B site. For whatever reason, I feel like most teams love that B site. I don't know why. Tell me what it has there, because I need to find out. But that B site was the desired site, and they played it very well, holding them off. And it wasn't just with one specific agent. They used the jet, they used the chamber, they used the Viper as well. So when you're able to switch around your rotation and make it a little bit more tricky for them to take, it held them off and made them rethink their strategies. And when you're rethinking your strategies, you're really rethinking your capability and skills as well. So just mental warfare at its finest.
Yeah, absolutely. Plus, I mean, like, kudos to both these teams. I mean, match MVP both going to, I believe, Bunny B, match MVP to Bunny B, and team MVP also heading over towards K. I know K had a very, very strong first half on the attacking side, which was absolutely massive. But then swapping over to the defense, or on the defensive side, sorry. Light Up Sketchers was on the defense first, and then it was the attack for Dart Monkeys on the first half. But so just insane gameplay there from K, and very great site control on their part as well on the defense. But yeah, we did end up switching sides where Dart Monkeys was able to take it home, so GG's to them. And I mean, did either of you have any more closing notes that you wanted to talk about before we head out for our goodbyes?
Oh, me? No. I think both teams did phenomenal. I want to see Light Up Sketchers come back stronger. the question wasn't asked towards me, but I would like to answer it. Do I think their team composition kind of uh, backfired on them? I think that it's not actually their team composition. I would like them to work on the execution and also the way that they execute about it. Do I think that team composition could work? Absolutely. I want to see it again. I hope they don't change it, and I want them to be successful with that team composition.
I totally agree with you. I think the double duelist. Sorry, I'll get back to you, Becky, because I know
No,
you're
you're
about
okay,
to jump
you're
in
okay.
there. But I think the the no duelist, double controller, double initiator composition with one sentinel is definitely interesting to see. And I don't think that it's the agents themselves that led to the downfall, but obviously the coordination with everything together, because especially with the fact that the Brimstone recently went through that nerf where he no
Hmm.
longer has two stim beacons and it costs 100 creds more than it previously did, because
Hmm.
it went from 100 to 200 and then down to only one charge. And I think that's a pretty big difference maker as well, because Becky, you
Absolutely.
mentioned the fact that you can use that Brimstone to kind of make up for the lack of space that a duelist would normally take. But you also make the sacrifice of, if you get stalled out with using that first stim beacon, now you don't really have that extra entry power. And I guess I'll throw it to you. Maybe that's what you were about to jump in and say, but I'll let you have your word as well.
No, you basically covered it, and it's such a rough situation because when you did have two stim beacons, I mean, Brimstone was basically like a duelist with
Yeah.
smokes. You were able to just go stim beacon 1, stim beacon 2, and then you and the rest of your team are just zooming through an entire map, and it was just like so scary because if anyone tried to get in your way, you just like could move faster, you could shoot faster, and it was so kind of terrifying. So I see like what it was trying to do, but I do think that that nerf to Brimstone is just making it that much more difficult to really make that idea come to fruition. And I do agree that I think this team composition is really cool. It just does require a level of coordination that maybe needs a little bit more work, but it was beautiful to see it work for a few rounds, and I loved when it all came together. But then there were a few times where it was just like, with the agents that are selected, you're just not able to capitalize on a few key factors that are keeping you from having a positive position in this game, and I think that's ultimately why Dart Monkeys were able to take it down. But a beautiful game, beautiful team compositions, and beautiful plays from all of the members of these teams today. Beautifully done, and absolutely a blast to watch every single match today.
Absolutely, but I do think that is a wrap for the March VCT Game Changers Academy. This was the last day, and just in case, to take you through these standings once again, it was 2-1 for Dart Monkeys, where they were able to win it out on the last two maps. Light Up Sketchers picked up their map pick on Haven, the first map on the board, that being a 13-8 win for them, and then a 13-1 and a 13-9 for Dart Monkeys on the last two, that being Breeze and Icebox. So standings are as follows: first place going to Dart Monkeys, second place going to Light Up Sketchers, and third place being shared between Team Mystic Venus and Aim Punch, two teams who were knocked out in the semifinal stage yesterday. But before we do head out, I do also want to give a massive thank you to Becky and Cute New for being on the desk today, casting these amazing games. Also to our backstage crew, Annie, Pooh, and Betty, our amazing observer and producer. That would be in the reverse, because Annie is the producer and Betty is the observer, but amazing job by them, because we wouldn't have this show without them. And a huge thank you as well to the Galorants team, because it is all volunteer work that our Galorants admins do leading up to the day of the event. But yeah, so amazing job, amazing event to everybody who put their hearts into it today. But that is a wrap, and GG's to all. I hope everybody has a great weekend.